Well, I just want to say thank you for being here. This is a treat. I imagine if you asked every coach, they would say they're not crazy about doing these things, and we certainly aren't crazy about missing practice to do it, but it means the world to me to be able to bring players like this here to let them experience the bigness of this and of what they do, and especially young ladies that haven't done it before and missed the excitement and you as the media and fans and attention and all those things that was behind a screen last year. So it is thrilling for me, and I think they'll speak on that. I think that's my biggest reason of wanting to do this in person and always wanting to, because I think this is a big time, the Pac-12, having a facility like this, having, everything at their fingertips. We're crazy not to put our kids in front of the camera and really let them speak about the greatness of the Pac-12, and we're certainly going to do that here, and excited to be here. Obviously, looking forward to the season. It's unbelievably competitive. I'm probably the last coach that's going to sit up here and say, we're built perfect and we're ready. I'm that other guy. I'm that one that's just, in a healthy dose of fear. Every single day I walk out into the gym and hope that we can just keep finding ways to get better in the gym and compete. And I think we have a team that's really built better than we've ever been, and we have a chance this year to be really good.
Coach Anne-Marie Anderson, Pac-12 Network. Last year to the NCAA tournament for the first time in a long time, in 30 years. When you're talking about this team being built better than even last year, what particular pieces should we be looking for? What's made this team even stronger than that?
Well, I think if there's one thing that we're really good at is developing players. I think everyone in our gym is better than they were a year ago. Maybe everybody can say that. I think we got a great summer. Bella Marekatete is wildly improved. I think she'll be a more consistent player for us. And everyone beyond that, I think we shot the ball a ton this summer. We put them on a mission to be better shooters by the time we start. I think that's going to be key for these players to be more successful, for our post game to be more successful, is that we can stretch the floor a little bit better than we did last year. By the end of the year, I think we had, people scouted us so much and we didn't shoot the ball well that I think we were really limited in being able to create good offense. And my hope is, and I think we're just in a better spot for that. Players getting in the gym, players, an unbelievable work ethic. These guys had a great opportunity overseas and to play against pros, basically. And very intentional work ethic from the players within our program.
Over here. Michelle Smith, Pac12.com. What is the difference between trying to get to the NCAA tournament for the first time in 30 years and trying to get back in terms of just the team's preparation, the way you guys think about the season? I assume that the bar now has been raised on what you all think that you are capable of doing. So this is for Cammie and for the players.
Yeah, I got a tweet or somebody that said, I bet Coach Ethridge is going to be really mad at being picked 6th in the league. Like, she's gonna be mad about that, and we got to get higher than that. So the expectation is bigger and better, and that's we're not afraid of that. I mean, we are in the best league in the country. No one's getting worse. I think everyone's at a different level of the journey. We probably won't have any games that are where we're beating someone by 20 and 30. We're going to have to really be great on a minute-by-minute, opportunity in the games. We just cannot, but we have to do all the things that we're really good at. So the expectation was great. We got on a great run last year, but it's exciting to be now here. The target will be on our back a little bit. We won't surprise anybody. But the exciting thing is I think we're prepared for that, and I think we have players that have improved themselves, and we can be a better basketball team offensively and defensively, and I think we'll have more depth this year.
Yeah, I think if we just look back at this time 1 year ago, being ranked 12th and kind of, looking forward to the tournament from that perspective, now looking at it, it's like we can do it, we know what it takes to get there, we know how hard it is and what type of runs we need to go on. So I think definitely, just keep growing. But kind of the belief is more there than it was this time last year.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, just the experience of
having now played in the Pac-12, the team, obviously a lot of us are still come back together this year. We've got pretty much the same team. So I think everybody's just 1 year more matured, and they know what it takes to really compete at this level. So yeah, just really excited to get the season underway, really.
Lise Woodward, Pac-12 over here. Hi, Coach. You said you're kind of one that looks at it like this is hard and you're a realist. Did you ever think that with the addition of those two last year that a run to the NCAA tournament, like obviously it's possible, but now that you've done it and how hard it was and how they just took the entire league and nation by storm, just coming out of nowhere almost, looking back at that, I mean, have you been able to put your mind around really what made it possible?
Yeah, I think everybody, we knew how good Charlize was, but you never know until you get someone in the gym like that. You know, Crystal we knew a lot about, but 5th-year player in the gym, you know she's going to be pretty steady. I think Charlize was even an unknown to us and certainly the league. And the way they can elevate their players around them, the way they can make people better around them. Yes, they produce individually, but they make everybody else better. It was, I think, one of the teams we played against, the Australians knew each other, Ula and someone maybe off of Oregon, and they just said, what the heck? What happened to you guys? And Ula just went, the sisters, man. they just elevate everybody in the gym and the expectation and the demand and you know, 3rd year in the program, hearing our voice and the expectation of that, it's kind of seeping through, and the kids are, you know, they've only heard our voice now. They speak our language from a coaching staff perspective, and again, our standard is high. We want to be great. We want to compete against everybody in this league, and we understand what that means. That's Stanford, a national champion. You know, and there's a lot of people we haven't beaten in this league yet. So. I just would say that sitting here, when you get great players, they just make everybody else better. And we don't have enough of those, and we're fortunate to have them right here. But we've got and like they've said, they create a lot of belief around them, and they make players that maybe aren't as good as the world thinks. They believe they are, and that's, I think, where we are. I think our team really believes that we can compete with anyone in the league.
How much of a sell was it to get Crystal to come back? Did you have to re-recruit her, or was that more like Charlize telling sister she can't go? Or tell me about this, and from your perspective too, how it all happened that you're back.
Well, she milked it, I think. They torture the coach. They just torture. They toy with both of them. They're just like that, and that's why I love it when I can still run them. You know, I still have a little power at times, but you know, we laughed. I've already said this once, but. Crystal, I don't think you ever look at Crystal and go, oh, yeah, she can't wait to finish so she can go get that job. Or she can't wait to go back home and do that, because she's, like, not sure what she's going to do, probably. And so that was the thing. I was like, what else is she going to do? Well, you know, surely she wants to come back. But we didn't put too much in it because we just wanted her to come to that decision. But I don't know what we would have done if she hadn't chosen to come back. I think it would have sent us all into a tailspin, but really thrilled that she did, and I hope Charlize put a lot of pressure on her.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was, always good to keep Coachy on her toes and guessing. Can't keep her guessing about much, but yeah, was kind of always a no-brainer, you know, playing basketball along some of my best friends in the best conference in America, some of the best women's basketball you're going to get anywhere, so yeah, definitely was a no-brainer for me to come back. And I know Coachy asked me even before the season had started last year, just kind of put the thought in my mind. And after seeing, you know, the runs we made and some of the games we won, there's no way I didn't, you know, want to be a part of that again. So yeah, definitely was a no-brainer decision.
Ladies, what is it like playing together? You've been playing together as sisters for a long, long time, and beating each other up and watching another little sister come up through the ranks too, et cetera, et cetera. But how special is it? Do you get on each other's nerves? Are you pretty good friends? How's it all working out for you? Oh, look at the grins.
A little bit of all of it. Yeah, definitely, you know, having your best friend out there with you, someone, part of your family, always special. But Coachy kind of, people have been asking us these questions all day, and Coachy kind of said before, like, it's not really like that in the gym, or you guys are the hardest on each other. So, yeah, just a cool relationship, cool dynamic that we can be, super tough on each other, but at the end of the day, come home and, love it out or whatever. So, yeah, just a really cool opportunity and chance to get to play with her and do it on such a big stage, which obviously we've never really done before back home in New Zealand. So, yeah, just cool for me.
Yeah, and I guess for me, coming in as a freshman last year, not really knowing what to expect. I mean, I know and understood how competitive the Pac-12 was going to be and the types of players that were going to be in this conference. Obviously, amazing athletes, amazing basketball IQ, everything like that. And so having someone like Crystal there with me just made that transition so much easier. And a lot of, the success I had last season was definitely a big credit to her, just being there for me, always having my back. If I had bad days or, moments where I didn't feel as strong or things like that, she was definitely someone I could count on and go to off the court. So that translating onto the court, obviously having a connection like you don't usually have with other teammates just makes it so much more special. So, yeah, just love playing with her and, again, just excited to do it all again this year.
Joan Bombasani, Pac-12 Networks. Well, congratulations, Cammie, for leading your team to the tournament last year. This is for the sisters. I interviewed you guys last year, and you said your mom always texts you after the game. Because she's coached you, like, when you're coming up. How did your mom think you guys did this past year, and are they, like, what do they think about you guys playing again together?
Yeah, I think Mum, and hi Mum, I think you're watching. And Dad and Tanika and all of our family. But I think just, the overall theme would just be proud. It's been something that we've always talked about, going away to college, playing, studying, doing all of that. She used to talk about she didn't really have that opportunity when she was our age. And so being able to go over and experience all of those things, I think she's just really, really proud of what we've done. And obviously on the basketball side of things, always things we can improve on. Like you said, after the games, we'll come back to our phones and there'll be a long message of everything we're pretty much thinking in our heads already. But just, that's the type of person she is, so supportive and always has something to say for us after those games. So, yeah, just super proud.
Yeah, I don't think I can add much onto that. I'd like to just leave it at proud would be her main feeling towards us. But, just a great support, great rock for us. Through all the highs and lows, she just understands it from a player's, from a coach's perspective. And, she can just relate probably better than anyone else could. So, yeah.
I have one follow-up. Okay, you guys both had very good seasons, and people didn't expect. I mean, I was shocked because of the impact right away. How have you improved, and what parts, and I want each of you to talk, what parts of your game have improved since the end of last season?
So as Coach E spoke about, we had the opportunity to go and play, against some great players, and in the Asia Cup, I was able to match up against some WNBA point guards, which was just an amazing experience for me and kind of exposed me to some different things. I was able to learn some more things about myself and just how much of an impact point guards and leaders can have on their teams. So I'm hoping this year I can translate some of those things I've learned and grow that throughout the season and with my team and amongst my teams. But yeah, that's probably the biggest learning I've had this year, is just that leadership side from a point guard, from a great point guard. Learning from someone else.
Yeah, and I think for me, reflecting on last season, again, I also learned a lot of things about myself. And I think, when I come out aggressively right from the get-go rather than kind of holding back a little bit, it tends to get me in the game, a lot better. And so just thinking about things like that, in the off-season, I knew I had to get up a lot of shots, as Coach said, get in the gym, shoot, just focus on different finishes, things like that. So going into this season, it's sort of that mindset, just going in confident in myself, knowing what I can do. And also on the defensive end, I want to be more of a presence there, knowing that I am going to have to match up against both guards and probably, because our team is obviously undersized, some bigger and stronger players. So yeah, bringing both sides of the game, of my game to the game, Yeah.
Cindy Brunson, Pac-12 Network's play-by-play voice. Cammie, congratulations on your contract extension. This question is for the sisters. First, I want to start with Crystal. What was your biggest takeaway from last season, and what are you telling the people who also play your position on the team right now, what they need to do to have success in the Pac-12?
My biggest takeaway from last season was just, our potential. You know, you can see it. Would have moments, glimpses, games where you could just see our potential of everyone on the team was just right up there, and we just have so much more room to grow. So that was probably my biggest takeaway from last year. And to our other guards in the gym that I'm with this year, it's just be confident. I think I think quite often we are really hard on ourselves. Coaches are really hard on us. We can, really reflect, and that's probably one of all of our team's great skills is that we can self-reflect quite well, and we do know where we went wrong, what we need to work on. But my biggest message, probably to all the guards in our team, is just to be confident, take shots when they come, and, just play to your strengths.
Right on. Charlize, for you, we've got this documented. Your favorite player is Sue Bird in the WNBA. And you want to be the first person from New Zealand to stick and stay in the WNBA. You're already a 3-level scorer, but I want to know what is going to be different about your game in particular, and who are you helping the most in the gym? Who is in your hip pocket that wears a Cougar uniform that wants to play like you?
That's a great question. I think for the first part of the question, going into this season, a different thing about my game is probably just the consistency. I mean, yes, I had a pretty good season in terms of just obviously surprising a lot of people and showing that I can score and showing that ability, but I think I was inconsistent in some areas and in some games. So going into the games with that mindset of being aggressive and knowing what I can do will definitely be another element that I want to take into this season. And then I think in terms of somebody who, I guess you said, like you said, was on my hip, we have a few, we actually did just come back last week from Jordan with our national team, so I haven't been in the gym necessarily with the team for the whole preseason, but I would like to say one of our freshmen, Tara Wallach, she's, we've talked about her a little bit before, and I'm really excited to see her play, watch her growth and development. I think she's an awesome athlete, an awesome body for our team in the Pac-12, and I think she's playing like both of a guard and also a swing type of player. So I would really like to work with her and just boost her confidence and help her game develop.